What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the thumbnail, I have the iPhone 16 Pro. I made the switch. iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple Watch Ultra 2, AirPods Max, and I already own an iPad Pro and a MacBook M1 Max. The goal here is to experience the amazing Apple ecosystem that my friends keep raving about. It's a pretty big deal for me because I've never really dove into a tech ecosystem because I'm always switching devices and I haven't really planted my feet in any company. Personally, I've just been focused on going after the best product that's at the best value for me. Lately though, I've been using the Samsung devices pretty heavily and I'm really enjoying both the software and the camera capabilities. One of my biggest questions was whether the Switch would make my life any easier, especially as a content creator. Editing on a Mac, transferring files back and forth to a Samsung has definitely been a hassle, but it's been my only option. I love my MacBook. It's been reliable for years without slowing down. The iPad Pro perfectly balances productivity and entertainment. And now using the iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple Watch, and the AirPods Max, I think I've finally come to a conclusion. The Apple ecosystem has officially won me over. And it's not just hype. I really think it's a truly integrated experience that simplifies my life and also boosts my productivity. So to be fair, I don't want to just praise Apple this whole video. I definitely think there's a lot of things that Android does particularly well and that I hope Apple actually takes some notes on. Firstly, circle to search is a relatively new feature on Android, and I didn't realize how much I used it until I made that switch. And it's just so useful and so easy to use that it just doesn't make sense that it's not on an iPhone. If you need to look something up that you see on the screen, just circle it. You want to copy some text, just circle it. But on my iPhone, it takes a few more steps. And since it's relatively new, I think there's still some hope that Apple could implement it soon, but until then, I'll just be hoping. After using Apple Intelligence for a while, I'm honestly not the biggest fan and I don't see any reason to choose it over what I've been doing, which is Google Gemini. For me, Gemini has been a lot more helpful and personal, and I haven't really used much of Apple Intelligence after the first couple of days just to test it out. Even though there's so many ads for Apple Intelligence, once you get the 16, it's not even on your phone. You have to download and set it up in the settings. And even then, a lot of the features are not available unless you're in the beta. So on one hand, the iPhone 16 Pro gets a point because all of the AI features are integrated within Siri, although you can't really use all of them when you first get it, but all of them are integrated into Siri versus what you have with Google in Gemini and the Google Assistant, which as of right now are two separate entities. And I kind of wish they would just pick one, either put all the AI into Google Assistant or just get rid of the Google Assistant and just use Gemini for everything. But like I said, Gemini right now is the better AI for me, for what I use. I wish Apple Intelligence was just a little bit more useful. And lastly, it's almost 2025 and Apple still doesn't give you the ability to close all apps just by pressing the button. And you still have to resort to swiping through every single app that you have open. I mean, I guess that's not the biggest deal, but it just makes so much sense to do it. All right, now let's get to some of my favorite aspects of being an Apple user. And this first one definitely hurts to admit. Yeah, so let's talk about the camera. As someone who's used a lot of different phones for content creation, I have to say the iPhone 16 Pro Max is easily the best camera I've ever used on a phone. The image quality is super impressive. It's sharper, more natural, and a lot less over-processed than what I was getting with my Samsung. Just looking through photos side by side, the iPhone captures so much more detail and nuance, and it's not just about stills. I think the video quality is even more impressive than the photos. Plus, having a log profile gives you so much more control in post-production. I can fine-tune the look and feel of the videos that I just can't do with any Android phone, which makes it feel much more like a professional camera. I also like that I don't have to worry about how the shot will come out after I take it because you know exactly what you're getting with this phone, and I love that. This action button is the newest feature that I found so convenient to quickly adjust settings on the fly, like switching to different lenses or changing shooting modes. Is something that I haven't seen on any other phone, and I'm starting to use it more and more. It's pretty easy to use and get comfortable using, but I can see it being an issue for some people because it can be a little sensitive or just some people not wanting to use it at all. And as a creator, when I post something on social media, I want it to have the best possible image quality. And for some reason, you don't get that when you post on Android. I've compared posting things on like Instagram and TikTok from an Android and from an iPhone, and almost all the time, the iPhone quality looks better. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. So like I said, one of the biggest things that was motivating me to try out this Apple ecosystem was just that, how well the Apple ecosystem worked together. And after using all of these Apple devices, I'm starting to see why it's such a big deal. Firstly, the products themselves are just top notch. Take these AirPod Maxes, for example. Everything from the build quality, the sound, the noise cancellation, is just top tier. But to be perfectly honest, I don't think they're right for me, and there's a couple of reasons. Firstly, the fit is just not it. Anytime I try to wear them, they either feel too big or too small, and it just starts to get kind of annoying. And secondly, the price is a little too steep, especially when you can spend about $300 and get some premium Sony's or some premium Bose headphones that essentially sound and give you just as good noise cancellation. I don't really know if I can justify the price. But yeah, those gripes aside, they're still a pretty solid pair of headphones, and it's no wonder why I'm always seeing people with them on. This Apple Watch, like any smartwatch, just makes my life easier, answering calls, responding to messages, tracking my fitness. It's all right there on my wrist. To be honest, I don't know if I can say it's better or it's worse than any of the other smartwatches because they all essentially do the same thing and they all do it pretty well. Personally, I've only had experience with an Apple Watch and a Galaxy Watch, but from my experience, they both work pretty well. They both do what they need to do. They're just some great smartwatches. My iPad Pro is the perfect blend of fun and function. It's great for taking notes when I'm in class, editing videos on the go, and even just relaxing with some entertainment. I'm definitely taking this whenever I travel, so it's perfect for that. And then to my favorite device, my MacBook Pro M1 Max. This thing is a beast. It's 32 gigs of RAM, it's super fast, and it's the best laptop that I've ever had. And like I said, I've owned it for about 2 years now and it hasn't slowed down. So I don't even know when I would need to upgrade because there's just no reason to. But what I really love is when all these devices work together and everything is just streamlined. Everything just flows effortlessly. It saves me time, it boosts productivity. Things like being able to pick up a call from any of your devices. So if I want to put my phone away and start being productive, I can do that without having to worry about missing an important call because I can just answer any call from my laptop or from my iPad. And with iMessage, I can message anyone from any device as well. And I know technically I can do that with a Samsung laptop and a Samsung phone, but personally I've never used a Samsung laptop and I've been using a MacBook for like 10 years at this point, so I don't think I can just make that jump. And not to mention how helpful AirDrop has been for me. I don't have to email any of my project files anymore. And plugging my phone in to transfer files is optional because AirDrop is just instant and seamless. And that just hasn't been my experience using a Samsung transferring files to a MacBook. I feel like I had to go through so many different softwares and loops to try and get it perfect, and it just never did. And it was always a hassle. Apple just has a great combination of powerful devices and seamless connectivity. The Apple ecosystem just works for me. I've always appreciated all their products individually, but having them all together just gives me a new level of appreciation. So yeah, I think I can finally say for sure this ecosystem has won me over. And for now, I truly believe it's the best one out there, and I can definitely see myself using these devices moving forward. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you're somebody who believes in a fully dedicated ecosystem, or if you just get whatever products you feel are best for you regardless of the company. So let me know in the comments below, and also make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps out. I'll see you in the next video.